G'day everybody, it's been a long time since I've done a YouTube video, sorry about that. Basically, I've been using my Waves multi-rack, but I've spent the last couple of months looking into my CUBASE setup. So basically what I've found out is that with CUBASE you can create groups within the software, whereas with Waves multi-rack you couldn't actually create groups within the software. So basically I had to send all my channels into the Fireface UFX, into Waves multirack, then back out through the Fireface UFX, then back in through the Fireface UFX, and then back out and then back in to do my front of house processor group. And basically I couldn't run at a sample rate any higher than 128 really, and I've always had I guess artifacts in my sound every now and then. So you'd have some days where you wouldn't have any, and others where you'd only have a little bit, and then other days where it was a bit chaotic. So basically when I had the thought of, well, maybe CUBASE can send and receive or create groups within the software without having to go out and back in and out and back into the actual Fireface UFX, I began to get very excited because I have a low budget and I use basic laptops to run the service. So basically with Waves multi-rack going in and out and in and out, I had to have a sample rate of around 128 or something like that, and it was just too low. I have a room of 300 to 400 people, and basically that means that I have to have very low sample rates, because you hear their voice speaking on stage and then you'll hear the speakers come after that. So basically what I've done is I've set up CUBASE 6, and obviously I recommend CUBASE 7, which I'll get soon, to send and receive all my groups before it goes out. So all my musicians and singers go into the Fireface UFX, go into CUBASE, and then I send my backing vocals to a backing vocal group, and then I'll compress them, and then I send my instruments to an instrument group, compress that, handheld to a handheld group, compress that, and I even have set up 3 channels for my foldbacks: in-ears, musos, and worship lead foldbacks. And then basically and then I have front of house, and I just send all my instruments and backup singers through that and compress that group, I'll limit that group. And then basically the 3 foldbacks, the crying room, and the front of house just go out of the Fireface UFX. So now I've got another 16 channels of outputs, another 8 channels of inputs that I can use, and I run at a sample rate of 512 samples, and it runs brilliantly. There's not too much delay, there's no noticeable delay, and there are no artifacts, so it gives me complete stability. So now I don't need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on really good computers, and also I don't have to update my RME audio gear to an Ethernet based system using Waves SoundGrid servers. Now look, I'm all for those, but there's just no need for me to spend the money, because with CUBASE you can just create all the groups, run 512 samples, and no artifacts, perfectly stable, unbelievable sound quality system. So I'm devastated that I've gone away from Waves multi-rack, because it's the easiest, funnest way to mix, like to process your plug-in platform. But until Waves multi-rack can send and receive and create groups through the software, so I can process whatever I want before I send it back out, I'll be using CUBASE. And look, to be honest, the second Waves multi-rack do it, I'll be there, because that is the best, funnest way and easiest and most reliable way to do it. So sorry I haven't been doing an update. I'll do another one again soon, and bye for now.